Ah, gosh, looks like I've been roosted by a pussy. Cat. I have a lot of animals. Oh, roll the intro.
What chance does a privateer have?
Welcome to Silver Crown.
What do you say to a factory riot?
So the first thing I guess I'm gonna address in MX Unfiltered is Tomac. I made a video yesterday saying that he potentially shouldn't race depending upon if he's got a LCL, MCL, ACL tear. And then he went out and publicly said on Steve's show that, hey, it's an MCL tear. And so he's gonna skip the last round because he already has the championship wrapped up and he's gonna try to get ready for outdoors. He said that this happened a couple weeks ago at Atlanta. So you're looking at 3 to 5 weeks. I've torn my MCL, and I want to know if any of you have torn your MCL before, but it's like a 6-month-long lingering when you dab your foot. It still fucking hurts. Just because you don't need surgery on it doesn't mean it doesn't hurt. And every time you do put excess leverage on it, well, it's just going to prevent it from healing. It's going to take longer, right? So I guess race the first couple rounds, and if you're in contention to kind of phone it in and be in the top 3 in points towards the end of the season once you're actually starting to feel a little bit better, because the season's only 3 months long, right? So there's not a whole lot of time to try to recover, especially if you're injured. And him being 29 years old, he should be thinking about his future, and I'm sure he is, but this is the problem I have with everyone in the industry. Everyone is just ready, aim, fire, and let's not think about the future. Let's just think about the present moment and fuck ourselves over. AC is a prime example of that. Separated AC joint, doesn't take time off. Those things take at least 3 months of rehab without surgery. If you have surgery, it's gonna take 6 months and you can't lift a damn thing. So let's just go race some 12-foot tall whoops and the best riders in the world, and just because you're one of the best, it should be okay. Like, the mentality is just fucking stupid, and in my opinion. And in Tomac's situation, you've got some money, right, because of winning the championship. I'm assuming it was a very hefty bonus. Why not recoup? That's the argument I made in that last video, and we will see what happens. I would not be surprised if he decides to pull out. Get it, pull out. That goes back to the pussycat joke. Okay, hold on.
Eventually.
I still haven't even composed myself. I have a very biased opinion on it. He knows his body, he knows what's going on. Unless you're taking some HGH or something else to try to heal, he's not an abnormal human being to where he heals faster. He's no Wolverine, is essentially what I'm saying. So these things take time to heal, and things don't get better with lack of rest, right? If you're working out all the time and you don't give yourself time to rest, you don't get stronger. People get that wrong all the time. I got that wrong for many years racing. You need to let that battery charge, right? If you have 100% battery, if you keep working out, boom, 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 it's now down to 80. You don't rest. Now you're starting from 80. Now it's down to 60. You know, that's the analogy. You need to get it back up to 100. With that being said, I'm incredibly pumped that he's the champ. I will have to point that out. I was couldn't be more wrong. Glad I didn't bet anybody like Cooksey or Rob that he was going to lose, because I'd be out, some hard-earned cash. Wouldn't be good. But I am glad that he won, and he's an incredible athlete on a dirt bike. I just would like to try to see a talent like that stay in the sport longer and don't put himself in a situation where it's going to make his career even shorter, whether it's mentally or physically. That's my opinion. And if I was Star Yamaha, I'd be looking at it like, dude, let's let Dylan win the outdoor with the #1. Let's go in and let you recover, and you focus on 2023 Supercross. Spend some time with the family and the kids. Enjoy it. rest. With Denver, the whole track, I guess I'll get right into the track at Denver. Very dry. It was incredibly windy. Like the day after the Supercross, it started snowing in Denver. Like, yeah, in May, it's funny. Colorado, you have all 4 seasons, sometimes in a day. And it's hard to keep water on it. The riders were saying how gnarly the track was because it was slippery. People were spinning off the face of jumps. They weren't able to get over things. And what I would point out is Ricky Carmichael said it was a 40% loss in power if you watch the broadcast. And it's one of those situations where it's like, if you don't have an accurate answer, maybe don't say anything. But I'm guilty as charged. It's very hypocritical of me to be saying that because I say a lot of dumb shit too. But if you're wondering, you lose about 3% of horsepower every 1,000 feet. So if Denver is mile high, 5,280 feet, you're losing about 17% in horsepower, not 40%. And that is a big difference when you're used to being first gear out of a corner over a 75-foot triple. It's not going to happen. You're going to have to preload your ass off in order to get over some of that stuff. So the track was, in my opinion, very one-line cookie cutter because they put into consideration that these guys can't be doing no quads, anything extravagant. And I don't understand the little bump in the middle of the start stretch. Is that for the mechanics area? Because it keeps taking people out. When you have a 90 back across the start, these guys start hitting this curb and they deflect off of it like a pinball and they end up going down. Sexton could have potentially won the race if he didn't go down in that curb. I think Bogle went down pretty hard there too. Like, it was taking out a bunch of people. Why? Why have a man-made little bump there that's going to create a curb? It's not even a good rut. It's a wall. It's a small wall that they're hitting. It's stupid. In my opinion, stupid. And then with the 250s, one thing that I did kind of read into was Hunter. He openly, gave us some banter on the podium, which I like to hear, saying that, hey, I might take Craig's ass out if he gets close to me. And it's very...
If he passed me, if it was like a dirty pass, I probably wouldn't have been mad because it keeps my championship hopes alive if I get a shot to put him on the ground. Obviously, it may not be nice, but that's just honesty.
I guess what I'm trying to say is you've got to sleep in the bed that you made. And Craig, I know the last few rounds, he's kind of having more of a tough guy attitude towards this stuff. And it should have happened at the beginning of the season, because if you're the fucking man, you don't need to be nice all the time. Because if you can get into people's psychosis and make them feel as if you're going to hurt them or just break them mentally, you're going to beat them every time. They're going to roll off and let you go on the outside of them, or if you're on the inside of them, they're going to check up and let you by. They're not going to have this F you attitude because they know you're not here to fuck around. You don't see anybody taking Tomac's ass out, and he had a bum knee. It just doesn't work that way because Tomac's one of those guys that he's silent but deadly. You don't know what he's going to do. He keeps to himself, so it's kind of a mystery. And Craig just comes out as just such a good, well-spoken, perfect rider when it comes to, if I was to sponsor anybody, that sometimes it's not the best for the track. You need to be a dick. And I do like that he's trying to be more aggressive. It's just maybe a little too late. We'll come down to this last race. And in closing, the only thing that we really have to look forward to is the shootout. The shootout, and if Craig's going to win the championship. Jet might get in the way to help his brother Hunter out, and that's going to be the most exciting part of the whole race. The 450s, which is the premier class, yeah, we're going to see Sexton, Anderson, maybe even Malcolm win, and that's really what it's going to be. I would like to see them implement some rules to keep viewership up, to keep some drama going, where it's double points the last round. Could you imagine if it was double points the last round? Tomac wouldn't have wrapped up the championship. He would have to go one more race on that knee. And yeah, it works out in his advantage, but the viewership when it comes to drama, everything, we would be like, oh, this is the Super Bowl, the finale, because them moving it from Vegas to Utah, it's just, blah, blah. And then now, when the rules haven't changed in a decade, I mean, okay, yes, they have changed. However, A1 is the most exciting that you're ever going to be in Supercross. Because is Barsha going to win 9 in a row? Everyone going to come out swinging. How many people are going to blow up their pelvis? They're just all going for it. At Utah, they're like, oh, I got motocross next week. Like, I'm just going to phone it in. Points are where they are. It's the same Triple Crown effect. The last race is blah, 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 blah. I know a lot of you probably won't even watch the last round. Right? I mean, just be honest. Are you going to watch the last round if something else comes up? I know. I'm going to watch the UFC fight. I got a bunch of people coming over. Kind of know what's going up. We can record with Peacock when it comes to the Supercross, and it might be a midday race again, which is interesting. You know, Supercrosses have always been night deals, but that's a whole nother argument. I'm going to watch the race, obviously, because I'm into this stuff. I like it, you know, but I'm going to enjoy some stuff with my friends that aren't that into motorsports. You know, they're like, oh yeah, let's watch some people beat the shit out of each other with the fight. And I'm like, cool. You know, I'll have 15, 20 people come over to my house and we'll have a good time. I can't really have 15, 20 people come over to my house that are just random friends that like motocross and supercross. It just doesn't happen. So that tells me right there that we need to be doing something different to try to get the people that don't like that stuff and put it on. And man, I'm using a lot of words to say pretty much the damn effing thing. So this is Johnny effing Hopper. Till next time, keep it WFO. Off the Revler. And shout out to the man from the Rising Sun, Joe Shimoda. I appreciate you, brother. You gave my little nephew an autograph when he was bummed that he missed all the autographs. So that meant the world to him. Thanks, Superstar.